Welcome to Thrive and Serve. I'm your host, Colin Scotland. Together, we explore how being our most authentic selves powerfully amplifies our impact. Today, I want to share a story with you about an experience I've had recently that has literally changed everything. So take a deep breath. Settle in, and let's begin. Every morning, I have a routine that I follow. I will have some coffee, let the dog out, do all of those chores around the house that are needed, have a shower. And as my morning kind of settles and begins, I have a period of reflection. And in that period of reflection, I will usually, not always, it's not always set in stone. I'll usually have a little read, do some journaling. I will sit in meditation. So that bit's non-negotiable, sitting in meditation. And I've had a bit of a interesting ride in 2023. So early on in 2023, when the latest version of ChatGPT came out, this whole generative AI, I was, like many in the world, completely enthralled and in awe of the possibilities of how this new technology is going to change the world. And I decided at that point that I would become AI first. I would be all in on AI. Didn't know what that might look like at the time, but I knew that it was something I had to be part of. So made some interesting pivots in my business, focusing entirely on AI. My marketing coaching revenue took a dive. It nosedived as a result. So what we focus on is what we see. And when I focused on AI, I was doing little bits here and there and having interesting conversations and lots of exciting stuff, but my revenue was dwindling in the background. Across the summer of 2023, something came to the fore that I've been wrestling with for a while. Been wrestling with for years, right? For the whole of my 49 years on the planet. Wrestling with this sense of there's more to me. There's more to me than Colin the marketer, or even Colin the AI person who can help you with AI in your business. And I've been on this spiritual journey, this journey of exploration for a long time. Always wanted to just share rawest, authentic, genuine experiences in a podcast form, right? Hence Thrive and Serve, the podcast. So that was born in September of 2023. And in that process, I came to an epiphany that we are so much more than the face that we show to the world, than the piece of us that is in a business meeting or a professional setting, a conversation, a work setting. We are so much more than that. And what would my life look like if I was to embrace that and just be completely open and transparent about the things that drive me, the things that matter to me, and my journey in that process? This is where the podcast came from originally. Then a couple of weeks ago, I was sat in my morning meditation, and I had a very strange experience. I heard a voice. I didn't hear the voice audibly. It was audible inside of my head, right? I heard it in my mind's eye. And I was sat in meditation, feeling quite smug, feeling proud of myself because I'd done this, I'd launched the podcast, I'd got this community going, I've lots of positive things, invited to speak here, there, and everywhere, and all of this good stuff was happening. My revenue's going up, and all of these wonderful things are going on. And I'm sat there, rather than in gratitude, I'm sat there feeling like good. Like, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And then this voice just smacked me between the eyes. And this voice said, Colin, you really think this has anything to do with you? And it genuinely felt like, like wind knocked out of me. And this voice was just in such love and compassion, was, hey, look, it spoke to the ego part of me that was sitting there feeling smug, right, at all of this opportunity, all of this good stuff that had been happening in my life. And it was like, hey, this is just not about you. This has zero to do with you, that small part of you that thinks that you've had any part in all of this. And it was beautiful. It wasn't judgmental. It was beautiful. It just, my ego vaporized in a flash. My ego just completely disappeared. And I felt a joy, a peace. One of the things I have on my inspiration board that I look at most mornings is be still and know. It's taken from a scripture that says, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. And this voice just reverberated with that to me. In that stillness, in that moment, the voice shared with me, like, I've got this. I'm in control here. I'm orchestrating all of this. Whether you want to call it the creator, divine intelligence, or God, whatever kind of works for you, I don't care. I'm just sharing something that happened to me. I heard that voice and it said that to me. Hey, Colin, this is not about you. I've got this. I'm in control. I'm in charge of all of this. And this is happening the way that it's meant to happen, regardless, right? And then it didn't stop there. It continued. It said to me that, look, Colin, your only role in all of this is to show up 100% in service in this moment, right now. In every moment, every present moment that I put you in, you are always to be 100% there in service. And that's all I ask of you, is that you are 100% present. You are 100% fully engaged in this moment right now. Not the one that's past, not the one that is yet to come, but in this moment right now, you are fully here, fully present, and you show up in service, total service of that soul that I put in front of you, of this situation that I place you in. Just show up in service. I've got the rest. That's all I ask of you. It's not about you. It's about your showing up in service and operating in that power. Because that power is magnificent, omnipotent, beyond comprehension. As I heard this, I literally felt a weight lift from my shoulders. I felt a lightness, a beauty, a wonder, and an awe at the majesty of what is, the wonder of what is. And then from that experience, I was smiling at one point, I was crying at another point, and I literally sat with that for as long as I could, and then it's just kept coming back to me that all I need to do is be here now in this moment. Bring myself to this moment and be here 100% in service. In service to the eternal, in service to this present moment and all of the circumstance that brings right now. Right now. That Happened to me literally a couple of weeks ago. That same thing, my ego keeps coming up. And I keep getting just checked. Hey, Colin, it's not about you. You're not doing this, son. This really isn't about you. And that reminder has just been so powerful for me in my journey. And it's helped me to realize and appreciate that the only moment we have, the only moment that matters, is this one right now. The one that you and I are sharing together. This is the only thing that matters. And our ability to be present with that, with whatever is in front of us right now, to be present with it. Not to hide away, not to run away, not to put our head under the covers or cover our eyes, but to be fully present in this moment. That experience was a real gift to me. I can't tell you how much that has changed how I show up in my coaching calls, inside of my Thrive and Serve community, in every single situation and conversation where I would be, I gave a talk to entrepreneurs, and normally I would be like, oh, like really scared, really nervous. I was still scared. I was still nervous, but it was just there's no pressure. There's no pressure, right? I've still got the nerves and I've still got this fear, but the only pressure, the only thing I've got to do is show up 100% in service, and you've got the rest. Everything else will happen. Everything will be exactly as it's meant to be. And it's so joyful, and so light, so simple, yet so powerful. And so I just wanted to share that reflection, that introspection, and that experience with you, because that truly has changed the course of my life over these last few weeks. And it was just such a beautiful, beautiful reminder that the universe has your back, that we don't have to strive in this alone. It's futile. There is such love, such compassion, such energy and such power waiting for you. You just have to let go of that, any sense that this is you, the small part, the ego part, and just be here, be in this moment, be fully present, fully aware, and fully in service of others. Thank you for joining me today on Thrive and Serve. I'm Colin Scotland. Remember, when we embrace our authentic voice, it isn't just powerful, it's transformative. It illuminates our path and the path of those around us. So go, let your unique light shine brightly and make a difference in the way that only you can.